Hello fellow people who will either understand or not understand what this video may contain. I say this because many on my fans witnessed it in the game. Which is why I'm making this video, because I'm very annoyed to the fact that I can't even play the games that I like anymore because of this issue. So here we go. How it all started was, I wanted to join a Dandy's World server hangout in Gacha Online to make my own tune and admire the tunes and designs of others in that server. I met many cool people in there. We made our own designs for the Twisteds. I even learned from a few people when it came to this kind of stuff because it was hard at first, but I got used to it within a few hours. That was then I started to see more people making their own fan-made tunes, so of course I wanted to make mine, Jelli and her twisted form. There are clips I recorded so you can see where this will go because it got bad. So this is not rare. When you see or someone that looks familiar to someone popular that you like on a platform, and of course, many people saw this and they thought I was stealing. Half of the people were nice about it, but the other half were something else, I must say. So almost the whole server crowded around me because I got targeted about 4 to 6 times for this. The people around me would say, "You aren't the real Jelli. Juki doesn't even play gacha online. Juki doesn't play gacha. She cap cuts all day. Please give credit to the creator, report and block her, guys, it's a faker." So therefore, the chances of me getting banned from Gacha Online were high. And I get it, people aren't gonna think it's actually me, but my question is, why is your first reaction to say I stole without having any proof of your own provided to prove that I'm quote-unquote fake? That should never be your first thought to begin with. You should at least try to talk it out in a civilized manner, instead of telling people to block and report me, because guess what? You never know if it's actually the real YouTuber. This video is basically a rant to that server and to spread awareness, because stuff like this happens a lot to popular people. Really, if you think you know a famous person from somewhere, but don't know if it's the real deal, just don't approach them because, of course, drama. Now I'm going to talk about the things people say to me in that server and why they are just not. As I already said, the statements were, "You aren't the real Jelli. Juki doesn't even play gacha online. Juki doesn't play gacha. She cap cuts all day. Please give credit to the creator, report and block her, guys, it's a faker." And more things were said like, "Record this and post it to your channel then. If you were real, you would have linked your channel to your Roblox account. You don't even act like the real Juki." You want to know my problem with those quotes? Let's go in order, shall we? 1. You have no proof if I'm real or not. 2. How would you know what games I play and what games I don't play? 3. Saying I don't play gacha and that I cap cut all day kinda ticked me off, because that's like saying I have no life and that I'm just a robot who sits at its desk and makes animations for those of you who enjoy them. I have a life to live just like an actual human being, so I'd like to be treated the same way those of you who came at me would want to be treated. We aren't going to play the game where we think someone else's reason to exist is to entertain people with what they make, so let's not play that game, please. 4. Telling a group of people to block and report me is just childish to its limit, because once again you had no evidence that I could have been fake or real, and the person who said that to me actually had a reason, but in my opinion it wasn't valid. Their reason was, "Oh, because you don't act like the real Juki, you act like a brat." Excuse me? You don't even know me IRL, so what do you mean, act like the real Juki? And all I did was defend myself because we ended up going back and forth a few hours earlier. So I don't understand how that makes me a brat, and they weren't the only person who called me that. Next quote I disliked was, "Record us and then post to your channel." And of course it had to be during a time I wasn't able to because my parent had my laptop at the moment, and they thought that because I couldn't record at the very moment proves I'm fake. I'm sorry, but that doesn't prove anything. The final 2 quotes were made before I got off and made this video. One being, "I know you're not the real Juki because she doesn't even make gacha content," and the other one being, "Your Roblox user isn't even linked to your channel." First off, I didn't know that making content from a certain game while being myself in that game would prove I'm real. Like, that's just stupid. That's like saying because someone is rich, they won't have problems in their life. Like, when did I ever have to make gacha videos to prove myself real? Also, it's my choice whether I want to link my account to another, so I'm not understanding what that even has to do with you at all. A girl with reddish-orange hair was the last one that brought this issue up, going back and forth with me. Yesterday, she told me she was going to make a TikTok and mention me, and if I don't reply, I'm fake. I replied, and the next day, which is today, she tells me I lied, and that I never replied back. I did reply back. So I end up telling her if I end up proving her wrong, which I'm doing right now, I don't even want her to explain herself with a sorry. She said she wasn't going to say sorry anyways, so that confused me. So if that is the case, then why are you in my face as if you care? 'Cause right now it doesn't even matter if I'm fake or real. You just said you weren't even going to apologize, so that's just disrespecting me, the YouTuber. She hits me with the "I am just looking out for the YouTuber," but you just showed me and the crowd behind me that you basically don't care about the disrespect you are giving to the person who is possibly the person you quote-unquote are trying to look out for. Some people I ended up talking to about this were rude at first, but then started to understand more, and we were all chill. I just can't play in that server with the people who won't shut up and ignore me. And I really like the server because there are a lot of creative people in there, many I befriended too. So all I want is to play in peace and not have to argue with people to get them to leave me alone. That is all I want. It's not much to ask for, really. It just shows how toxic the two communities are. The toxicity of the gacha and Dandy's World community combined is just something I'm sure nobody wants to deal with. And please understand that doesn't go towards the people who didn't target me and jumped to conclusions and stayed that way. There's a good number of you guys that are probably watching this and have witnessed a few arguments, but also helped me out, so thank you so much for that. I hope after I post this video I'm free to be in the server without getting called a phony on repeat. Moral of the story is, don't just jump to conclusions right when you think you see something wrong. It doesn't help in anything. There is a 50-50 chance it'll make things worse.